Hello everyone, this is D Vang. Welcome back. This is the Outlaw Joseph Scotts episode 13 called Knock Knock Knocking on Secret Door. You heard previously a little bit of music. I'm trying a few different things. Trying to get a little fancier. That was actually a short portion of the theme song to the Outlaw Josie Wales. I thought that would be somewhat appropriate. Didn't want to put the whole thing in and bore you guys. But here we are, episode 13. 13 episodes already. In the last episode, Joseph had been in town and had run into a few issues in town, as he usually seems to have happen. Not exactly sure what goes on with him, but he has some really bad luck inside the towns. He went to the church. For those who didn't see that episode, and it turned out the church belonged to the members of the Crimson Hand. He had made a roll and then a re-roll using some grit, and then a re-roll of the re-rolls to prevent losing an artifact. And I do want to put a thanks to some other folks. They didn't say it directly, but I did take a comment that a subscriber had made. I did take a look at his abilities, and it turns out that Joseph's outlaw ability to reroll rerolls only applies to range to hit rolls, and not just a standard reroll of his ability. So what I'm going to do for this session is I'm going to sort of retroactively, I have to choose one of the two artifacts that he has. I think he definitely needs to keep the armor. The amulet is a great item, but it is not used very often because I always end up saving it to try to keep out that last big hit. So I have to choose between the two because those are my only two artifacts. Lost the amulet to the Inquisitor of the Crimson Hand. Also lose the money because I had gained a Hell Pistol and then sold it for some money. So Joseph is still really hurting for money. But that is the ultimate outcome of that. Sorry that I made that mistake and hadn't looked quite close enough at it. So with that, I think it is now time to head over to the board. So stay tuned. All right, and here we are, everyone. Episode 13 of the Outlaw Joseph Scotts. Here's the setup here. So you guys might be able to tell I'm trying something a little different in this episode. I know I've gotten some feedback recently about the preferring, being able to get a few close-ups and things like that. The way I had the camera set up before gave a good overview of it, of the board and everything, but was out of my reach for doing any camera manipulation. So now I'm actually kind of behind the camera here. Let's see if this works all right. I can sort of try to manipulate the tripod, the camera on the tripod to still keep it steady, but on occasion be able to zoom in and get some close-ups of the action. Obviously, you don't need pictures of the character sheet and my items while I'm playing in general. My items are pretty standard. As mentioned, in the intro, Amulet of Kotak is gone. It was stolen by the Inquisitor, and I apologize again for making that mistake. in remembering the rule for that outlaw skill. So with that said, this new mission is called Terror in the Night. Last night, a massive lumbering demon emerged from the mines and carried off one of the townsfolk into the hills, leaving a trail of broken and twisted bodies in its wake. As the local lawmen tried to stop it, now everyone is too afraid to go down into the mines after it, and they should be. The one survivor from the attack gave a description of a massive and brutal creature unlike any seen before in these parts. So, might be a little difficult, a little dangerous. I decided against bringing a buddy. Joseph's gonna try going it alone, simply because I've got this set up, and I'm not sure about trying to get 2 characters worth of stuff on here. And leveling up a character to play along with him. So we're gonna try it with Joseph solo here, and we will see how it goes. The mission goal is to hunt down and kill the nightmarish main creature, and if possible, rescue the poor victim that was carried off. So, anytime the heroes find these are special rules. Anytime the heroes find a clue icon on an exploration token, you get to roll a d6. Add +2 for each previous clue token that you found. If the total is 8 or higher, this room is the final objective room. So the first clue, obviously you can't get because it's just going to be needing an 8 or higher on a d6. And the second clue token I find will be a d6 +2. Third clue token is a d6 +4. And again, we're trying to hit 8. So generally, third clue token would give a 50% chance. And the lumbering creature that the heroes are hunting is a brutal night terror. And it also gets some extra health, and so on. Honestly, with Joseph, I will probably tweak that because this obviously doesn't scale for single characters very much. It's tough, so it's immune to criticals. So I think it will just be a straight up brutal night terror. We will see how that goes. If I make it too easy, well, we'll have to see. I honestly, the brutal sides, I mean, he's already got 20 health and 3 defense, 4 attacks, dealing 4 damage. He's terror 2, deals sanity damage. Each hit is 2 hits. The brutal side, I think, is going to be tough enough for us solo. So we're going to go with that. And when we find the objective room, we reveal growing dreads, and then we face the brutal terror. So hopefully this works for you guys. So you can kind of see here, and then I will just kind of pan over here, and we will start simply with holding back the darkness. An 8 will hold back the darkness, so that's good. Joseph then gets to move. A 2 and a 1. Well, I guess we'll take the 1. So we'll go ahead and move Joseph there, and we will get our grit. Nothing bad about getting a grit here. So he's got a second grit. And let me zoom out just a smidge. Zoom in a little bit more, I guess, when we get some monsters on there. And sure, I will start doing a quick scavenge. I want to get 2. Lots of stuff in this mine entrance. So we get a small find of $50 and nothing, but that is 20 more experience points. And the entrance tile is scavenged. And then it is the next turn where we hold back the darkness. 8, we'll do it again. So movement. All right, 5 and a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is just enough to get him there. And his map tile is the mining lift. So let me find that. Okay. So we get an exploration token. End of the turn, we'll reveal it. Alright, so it is 1 exit and 2 encounters. So the exit is towards us with a 2. So you can say 1, 2, 3. Close that off. Alright, and then 2 encounter cards. So the first encounter is, there's Mangled Remains. The second encounter card is Tracks in the Dust. So, let me take a quick look at these. Alright, a broken and twisted mess that looks like it may have once been human rests here. The sight is pretty, the smell is worse. If there's someone you were looking for as part of this mission, this is all that remains of them. Well, swell. Alright, well that was it. Each hero, they're considered dead. Each hero gains 25 experience. So I got 25 experience, but I did not rescue the fellow. That's actually really bad for this one, because I would have gained a bunch of money and an extra loot card for finding him. But unfortunately, the posse may either turn back with this knowledge, the mission counts as successful, or can continue on to finish the mission for some good old-fashioned revenge. Well, I certainly, you know, it's tempting because I'm kind of afraid of the brutal night terror, but you know, for the sake of you guys, I'm going to press on. And there you go. So, and the otherwise portion doesn't apply because it's an otherwise, and there was someone that we were looking for. All right, next is Tracks in the Dust. There's some kind of footprints in the dust leading to a collapsed sectional wall, and they seem fresh. There may be something back there. Choose an exit to the room that is blocked off with an end cap, which there is. All right, make a Strength 5+ test. Each hero can give up their move to make this test once per turn. For every 5+ roll, the hero gains 20 experience points and can add a wound marker to the wall. Once there are 6, get to remove the end cap to create a new door. The next exploration token revealed down the new path is automatically considered to have a clue token if it doesn't already. Well, let's see what we have. See what we do. So can keep this here, and then roll to hold back the darkness. A 5 will fail. So I'll move the darkness track by 1. Can't see, but I did. And then I can give up my move to make this test. Now his strength is only a 2. But, you know, he gets 20 experience for it. So, sure, he's actually going to spend a couple turns bashing on this wall, because it will be a free clue token. So I'm going to give up my move, and so here's my 2 dice. So I got 1. All right. And that is worth 20 experience points. So, I know this is a little boring, but I think it'll be well worth it. So, holding back the darkness again. Double 1s. That is probably the worst thing to roll. Ambush attack, he's immediately ambushed. So I guess it's not too horrible, but so he gets a slasher and a peril dice worth of hellbats. So here's the peril die. 5 hellbats. Okay, so I put the cards up there, and they each have 2 elite abilities. See, I'm learning. All right, so the slasher has a 2 and a 1. Oops, so that shifted, but it's a 2 and a 1. So a 1 is beastly speed, so he's +2 initiative, which makes him 6. Which actually doesn't matter because he's going to go before me at 4 anyway. And 2 is he's got 2 more hit points, which is going to be a little problematic, but we'll see. All right, and then the Hellbats have a 6 and a 4. The 4 is Barbed Tail, so they are +1 combat. And the 6 is Razor Wings. Combat hits now do 3 damage each. Now, this may be a short mission. We'll see. I need to have a little more confidence here. And it's an ambush. So it doesn't really matter. I think they can all get adjacent to me. Poor Joseph there. He's surrounded by beasties, by enemies there. And they all get to go before him. So I'm going to zoom back out so that we can keep the box in sight for rolling the dice. Alright, so hold back the darkness first. Because it's triggers a fight, which starts a new round. A 6 will fail, so that will push the darkness up by 1. And we draw a darkness card, which is Restless Dead. All undead enemies are now +1 initiative, +2 move. Keep that in mind there. All right, we'll go ahead and have the slasher attack first. So he gets 2 dice, hitting on 3 or better, and double 6s, which don't really do anything. So, 2 defense rolls for Joseph. Well, he does block 1. And then, so he gets by, I'm not going to use grit to reroll that, so he gets hit by only 2 points of damage. And he has his helmet, his armor, which blocks 1 of them. So he takes 1 wound. So that's not too horrible. Put one wound there. Alright, so now the Hellbats, though, are going to be the ones that are a pain. So they're +1 combat. So they're 4 dice each. So here's the first one. And they hit on 3s. So there's 3 hits. Second one. Not too bad. 2 more. Third. Still not doing too badly. Okay. Fourth. Hits 3 times. And the last one hits 3 times. Okay. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hits. I have nothing that prevents from a single source. Alright, so these are my defense saves, needing 5 or better. It's not too bad. It's 5. Fortunately, these do 3 damage each, not 1. So I will use a grit. One of my grits here. Sorry, about to reach. Alright, to re-roll these 8 dice. Looking for 5s. Well, 4 more. That's pretty good. 'Cause each one prevents 3 damage. So, alright. Alright, 4 times 3 is 12. So that's going to be 12 hits, or 12 damage. Luckily, I do have the skull helmet, so I get to save at a 5+ against each one of those wounds. And looks like I block 5. It's not bad odds. So he takes 3, 6, 7 wounds. Okay, see, he is up to 9 of his 19. He has 19 health, so. But now Joseph gets to go. So he has 4 shots with one of his pistols and 3 shots with another. Not +1 damage, unfortunately. But he will take on the Hellbats, I think. They are by far the most dangerous. Wow, that was an absolutely horrible roll. I think I will use my second grit that I have. I know I do get 3 rerolls, but since I only hit on 1 of my 7 dice, needing 4s, I will go ahead and grit all of them. And I still have my 3 rerolls, and he can reroll rerolls, so for the hits. So he can, he gets 1 free reroll with each gun, so red and white. Okay, and his bandolier can reroll 1, and I am allowed to reroll range to hit rerolls. So reroll that one, still doesn't work. All right, but so that's much better. And each 6 is an extra die, so there's an extra hit. Okay, so that's 8 hits. All right, so the Hellbats are 2 defense, 1 health. So he needs a 3 or better. So the first Hellbat, a 6 will kill it. Second Hellbat,
bounces off the armor. Hit that Hellbat again. A 1 will bounce off the armor. Again. Okay, so there's a 4. That will kill him. 4 hits left. Again. Hellbat. 5 will kill it. Next Hellbat. A 3 is just enough to kill it. Last Hellbat. A 2 will not. And last hit. 6 will kill it. Okay. And that was 5 kills, which actually allows him to heal 5. I did forget 2 things, though. I just realized. Fear for the slashers. So 2. So he takes 1 sanity. And now I also need to remember how many hits he took from, because I forgot the Hellbats take horror hits. I believe it was 12. 12 that went for wounds. Hold on, let me count out how many hits there were. Okay, I am back. So I looked back at the video. There were 13 hits. So that means he's going to need to make 13 willpower saves. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wow, he made pretty good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so he takes only 3 sanity. Yeah, it was pretty good. All right, so with all that taken care of, I killed 5, so I get to heal 5, and I think I'm going to heal 5 wounds. Since he had 9. So he's down to 4. And then it's time to hold back the darkness. Oh, and you know, I forgot to roll for Joseph's movement. Yeah, okay, so he couldn't have moved, but didn't get any grit. Alright, so a 9 holds back the darkness. So the slasher gets to go. We'll turn Joseph around here. Squaring off on against the slasher. Dun dun dun. Sorry. And the slasher rolls 2 dice, needing 3 or better to hit. Back out so you can see the box. Oops. The box, so that is 2 hits. So Joseph attempts to save his defense, blocks neither one, has no grit. So number of hits, because he does a d6 each, is 6 hits. All right, and so his armor, 4, 5, 6. Blocking on 5 or better, 3. Okay. 3 is not too bad. Okay, so Joseph has to make his fear tests. And he makes 1, so he takes 1 more sanity loss. You think I've seen enough, Joseph has seen enough slashers. He's not quite as, he might get a little, you know, inured to it. All right. Joseph's turn. So rolling for movement, see if we can get a crucial grit back. Does not. And he moves 5, which is my range, so I can't back away from him. So we'll go ahead and blast him. So 7 dice, hitting on 4s. Okay, another pretty bad roll. So I get three rerolls. Okay, well, and then the 2 6s get me 2 more dice, so that's 6 hits. I will roll them all. So I need 5s and 6s to do any damage to him with his 4 defense. Okay, well, 2, 4, 5 wounds. And then that is the end of the turn. And that was 3 hits, 5 wounds. And he has 8, so 3 more wounds. All right, hold back the darkness. 4 and a 1 will not. And that will move the darkness track up 1 more. Oops, and I should remember to do that. Okay. The slasher angrily swings back at Joseph. Rawr, and indeed. Hits him twice. Joseph attempts to block. Fails both. Takes 9 wounds. See how many his armor can block. 3. So that gives him 6. Alright, he's at 13 of 19 wounds right now. Joseph has to make his fear. He blocks 1, takes 1 more sanity loss. And shoot again, and hopefully finish him off. That's a little bit better. He gets 3 rerolls, which are exactly these 3. Okay. Well, not a lot of 6s. He does have 1 6. He gives him 1 extra, so that is 7 hits. Let's see how many can do damage. I only need 3 wounds, so 1 6 and 1 5. And here we go. So 6 and a 5 will do it. Or 2 6s. Either way, that's 2 3 more wounds. And that will kill him. Dead. Dead beast. Dead slasher. So he gets to heal 1 more, which I guess he'll wound because he's so wounded. And then he gets to catch his breath for a D3. So he gets 3. He will heal 1 sanity and 2 wounds. And then he gets 1 loot card, because unfortunately, even though there were 2 types of creatures, he gets 1 per threat card. And that was only 1 threat card. I think I forgot to roll for movement for Joseph. Did not. And I guess it wouldn't have hurt. I would have to make an escape test, so I won't worry about it. And his loot card is, gold bars, 250. Well, that is needed. Joseph is low on funds. And then he gets to hold back the darkness. 7. 7 is good to hold back the darkness. And he will skip his move again. He's going to keep bashing on that wall. 2 6s. He's motivated to get through this secret door that he's sure that the monster went through. So halfway there, and that is an extra 40 experience. You know, the more experience he can get, the better. So holding back the darkness, double 5s. So double 5s is a terrifying shriek. He immediately takes a D6 horror hits, but luckily the darkness track doesn't move. So he takes 2 horror hits, so he needs to make 2 saves, and he fails both of them. So that's 2 sanity loss. And then for his movement, he's going to bash on that secret door again. Nothing. Holding back the darkness. A 6 will fail. And that brings out a darkness card. The Dark Omen. The darkness immediately moves 1 step forward, and each hero gains 20 experience points and can recover a grit. Well, that's mix. A little more experience, and it gives him a grit, which is not a bad thing. And then move the darkness 1 step closer. Alright, and Joseph will again try to use his movement and bash open that secret door. That was a 6. I've been rolling it in the box, so that does nothing. Hold back the darkness, a 4. Well, maybe I should just run around. Growing Dread. Every hero immediately, humanity's end. Only now at the end do you realize the full scale of humanity's struggle for survival. Each hero immediately gains D6 corruption with no willpower saves. Well, Joseph might get a mutation here. He has 0 corruption because I got rid of the corruption before. Oh, he gets 1. Just 1 corruption. So I would use a marker token to remember that he has taken 1 point of corruption. Okay, and then, again for his movement, he's going to try to bash it open. I really want to just do this. Come on. Alright, well there's 1 more. Okay, then hold back the darkness. He does. Movement, sorry, this is probably a little boring for you guys. Bash on the door. That is a 3 and a 1, so that fails. Hold back the darkness. Double 6s. So double 6s, you can immediately heal D6 wounds or sanity, or recover 1 grit. He's really hurt. But it's only a D6. I don't know, grit would be super useful. And he does have a max of 3 grits, so, you know, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to take a grit. Okay. Bashing through the secret door. Come on. There's 1 step closer. Almost through. I need 6. Holding back the darkness. Double 4s. So Falling Rubble takes a D6 hits. Joseph takes 4 hits. So 4 defense rolls. Saves none of them. And we will say, alright, 4 armor saves. Saves 3 of them. Okay, 1 more hit point. 1 more health off. He's at 11. And he has 11 wounds and 7 sanity hits. So 11 out of 19 and 7 out of 20 for sanity. Alright. And then bashing the door. Secret door. Come on, secret door. Yes. Yes. Alright. Alright. Well, that was 20 times 6. So that's another 120 experience for him. That removes this end cap. I can actually move these off. And that will remove this end cap. There's now a doorway there. So hold back the darkness. 6, 7, 8 is good. That's actually what I need now. And then Joseph will move. Yes, he will fly to that new room. And it is a mining room, just a simple mining room. Attach the mining room like so. Now that may be too far away for you to see. I can shift shift it all down, something like that. Better. We'll get an exploration token. And regardless of what the token has on it, it will have a clue icon. And now we actually get to reveal it. Oh, so that's good. So the next clue token is a single exit with an encounter. So the single exit is a 5, which means it's to the right. Cap that. Cap that, and that counts as a clue token. And an encounter. Okay. And the encounter is Warning from the Grave. A skeletal figure slumped against the passage wall seems to have scratched a warning into the stone. Make a cunning 5+ test. If successful, gain 25 experience points. And take this card. I can then discard this card at any time during the adventure to give a hero 3 extra dice on a skill test, or to give all heroes 3+3 initiative for 1 fight round. Okay, well that's actually pretty good. He has a 3 cunning. Hey, he passes with flying colors. All right, so he has this. I have to remember to do that on a skill test. So not like to hit, not for combat, but on a skill test, or 3 initiative, which could be super powerful to go before some large numbers of enemies that I might run into. Joseph needs to hold back the darkness. Needing an 8, he gets a 6, so that fails. So the darkness moves up, it's at 7. And then Joseph gets to move. A 4 and a 1. Well, I really need to get moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 actually will get me to the next map tile. Since it will, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I need to sort of get through this as quickly as I can now that I'm already in 8. And I find the boiler room. Alright, so let me find the boiler room. Okay. There's the boiler room. New exploration token, which I will then reveal. Ah, and it's another clue. So it's 3 exits. In fact, there are 3 passages, an encounter, and our first clue token. Or technically our second. So, now we get to roll a d6 plus 2, and I need an 8. Alright, so the d6, so on a 6, this room is the objective room. Well, that was a little fast. What can I say? 6 plus 2 is 8. So this is the final objective room. It was... I told you I needed to go through that secret door. And that is exactly where the beastie was hiding out. He had his little lair here. Inside. And in fact, let's make this look a little nice for you all. Oops. Earthquake. Minequake. So, when the heroes find the objective room, using the Trail of Clue special rule, which we did, ignore any attacks or encounters. Also ignore any doors or gates. This has no exits. That's what I just did. Reveal all Growing Dread cards. No, I guess technically those corruption hits, that was a Growing Dread, would get revealed now. Didn't make a big difference. Then the hero has to face the brutal night terror enemy that you've been hunting for. There's only a single enemy. So a single brutal night terror. There he is in all his evil glory. He is not happy to see him. Alright, let's zoom back out. Okay, so Since this is the final battle, Joseph's going to take his herbs and a whiskey. So I'm going to heal 2d6 wounds. So we heal 8. A little bit more. Tilt that so you guys can see a little bit better. So he heals 8, which is good. So that puts him down to 4 wounds left. Sorry, three wounds left. Uses up his herbs. And then he will take a whiskey. Gets 1 sanity back. Well, hopefully we'll be okay. And with 1 bandages, 1 whiskey, and 2 revive tokens. So now we have a brutal night terror. So the rules for this actually said he gets an extra +6 health times the hero posse level of the group. So if they're level 4, they get 24 extra wounds. Joseph's 4, but there's only 1 of him. So you know what? Let's give the guy 6 extra health. We'll make him 26. Basically, you assume a 4-player group. At level 4 would be 24, but there's only, divide that by, 4 since there's only 1 of him. So we'll just go through this. So he'll be 26 health. And I think Joseph's going to go ahead and use his special thing to get a +3 initiative. So he can go before this guy. Right now he's at a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so he will need to move 1 forward. We're going to start with holding back the darkness. A 9 is good. Then he needs to roll for terror. So it's a terror 2, so he takes 1 sanity. And then we'll roll for movement. Now I get the real high numbers. All right. We will just step forward 1 and then blast away. So the brutal night terror is initiative 4. And I'll get more into what he does on his turn. Let's go with Joseph right now. That's pretty bad. We'll spend a grit. Because I want to reroll. I do get 3 rerolls. But I'd rather reroll 5 dice. So there are 2 hits there. Okay. And then, because of his skill, he can do 1. Unfortunately, one of his rerolls is for each weapon. So can't do that. So the white die already has all its hits. Again, with the white dice. So he gets 1 for his ability, or his skill up, and 1 for the bandolier. To re-roll those. Okay. And then he gets 1 more for the 6. So he has 6 hits. Alright, there is a 3 defense, so 4s or better will do damage to him. Okay, well, that's not too bad. So 3, 6, 7, 8. Eight wounds. In fact, I'm going to keep them on his card here. Kind of put this. Oh, you guys can't quite see it. That's fine. There, he's got 8. Okay. Then it's his turn. All right, so he has a move of 5. So obviously he will try to move as far as he can. So he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roar! Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome shot. Alright, so now this nasty fellow has 4 dice. Hitting on 5s. Each one does 4 points of damage. As well. Oh, I just realized as well, each hit actually counts as 2 hits. And his sanity hits from the terror actually do 3 sanity, and I believe that means I take a few more sanity points because I failed. All right, so four dice, combat of 4, hitting on 5s, and of course I would roll really well. So that's actually 2, 4, 6 hits. So defense rolls. I make 2. And no, I'm going to save the grit to reroll my armor saves, I think. Although each die is 4 damage, so each prevented. No, I'm going to grit here and reroll all 4 of these because each one blocked us 4 damage. Okay, so that blocks 8 damage. So 2 get through, so that is 8. For the armor, which blocks, that die kind of bounced, so it blocked 3. 1, 2, 3. So that is 5 wounds. Not too bad, not too shabby. And then it is time to hold back the darkness. 10, I do. Now, unfortunately, the night terror gets to go again. So 4 dice, hitting on 5s. And he misses all of them. Whiff, whiff, whiff. Okay, Joseph gets his terror 2. Saves 1. So that's going to be 3 sanity that he takes. Okay, so he's at 12 of 20 as far as sanity. And then Joseph will roll to move. Okay, does not recover a grit. I'm actually going to use my worn eye patch once per adventure to recover up to my max grit. So that gives him 3 grit, which should hopefully do good things for him. And we'll see what we get. Okay. I don't think that's worth gritting, so I'm going to just take my normal 3 rerolls. Awesome. 4 6s and 2 5s. So the 4 6s actually give me 4 more dice. That's 10 hits. Even 4s are better. Well, that's average. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 more. Okay, so that's 22 wounds that this fellow has taken of his 26. Although it has gotten easier than expected. Of course, I wasn't beat up, and this was a very short mission, so I only had the one ambush attack to weaken me. So it didn't quite force me to use a revive in that battle. So Joseph's in a pretty strong position. So let's continue holding back the darkness. An 8 will hold back the darkness. Then 4 attacks from the Night Terror. We'll see. The Night Terror can still hit me hard enough to use up a revive or 2. He hit me once. That's actually 2 hits that I have to defend against. I block 1, so that's going to be 4 wounds. Don't block any, so that is 4 more wounds. And I'm at 12. 12 wounds of his 19. Then Joseph makes his terror checks, saves 1, so that's going to be 3 more sanity loss. I'm at 15 of 20. And then Joseph will roll to move. No, he's going to stay there and slug it out, toe to toe. Roll just 7 dice. Okay, and only hit 3 times, so he will use a grit to reroll these 5 dice. And then he gets to reroll rerolls. So skill and bandolier. Okay. So I have 3 6s, which will add 3 more dice. Again, that's 10 hits. So, you know what? Let's give this brutal Night Terror 24. Let's see how it does. 24 more. So we actually need to get to 44. Let's see if Joseph can do it. No need to pull punches here. So nice for damage. Nice for damage. I could grit these 4, but I think it's actually pretty good. I think I need them for defense. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, hold back the darkness. A 9 will do it. So the Night Terror gets to attack Joseph. Hitting on 5s. Oh, 3 hits, so that's actually 6 hits. Joseph tries to defend. He blocks 2 of them. He will spend a grit to reroll these 4. Ah. He blocks 1 more. So 4 times 3 is 12. Armor saves. Decent. That would be 3, 6, 7, 8, which is enough to knock him out and use up a revive. I do have 1 grit left, and a revive gives a grit, so I'm going to use this grit to re-roll all of these for the armor. Buy myself 1 more turn. Oops, and that's pretty good. That blocks 4. There's a 3 hidden back there. All right, so that's actually only 4 wounds. That puts him at 16 of 19. Thank goodness for grit and the armor. That helmet has been a lifesaver. So Joseph gets to go. So rolling for his terror. He takes 3 more sanity. Of course, he may go out by sanity in that 15, 16, 17, 18. So he's 2 shy on sanity. And then he rolls for movement, see if he can get a grit back. He does not. And he takes a shot. 7 dice. Get on 4s. Well, got a couple. And then he will use his rerolls for these 3. Well, that gives those. So there's 2 6s there. So that gives 2 more dice. 2, 4, 6. That's still 7 hits. 4s are better to do wounds. But, you know, his damage just has not rolled very many 4s. All his damage rolls have been 3 or less, or 5s and 6s. So that's still, sorry about that. That's 3, 6, 7, 8. And what does that put him up to? 20, 41. And he has 44. Looks like 1 more turn. Need to do 3 wounds to him. So holding back the darkness. Double 6s. Double 6s. Well, I think this will be it. So I'm going to take a grit. I'm going to take a grit so I can hopefully finish him off. I'm not going to worry about healing. So roll to move. And I get a 1, so I get a second grit. I think this is it. I think Joseph did it. What's that? Luckily. Alright, not great in the way of hits. So I will grit those 4 dice. Excellent. Then I have my ability reroll. Okay, and then I have the bandolier reroll. There we go. Okay, so there are 3 6s here. Oops. That gives me 3 more dice. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. See, I may do damage. Kapow, kapow. 1. I do 1 point of damage out of 10 dice. 1 of them is over 4. Luckily then I rolled 1 for my movement and I got the extra grit, or luckily I took the grit from the double 6s on holding back the darkness, so I can re-roll these 9 dice to get at least 2 more 4s, or a single 5, or a 6. There we go. There we go. And that's sort of the opposite. There's 1 that didn't get over it. Peppered him, blew him into pieces with a fusillade of gunfire from his dual wielded outlaw pistols. Just peppered him into the ground. I'm not even going to count up how many wounds that is. That's just that was overkill, dramatic, cinematic, John Woo crap. But so that went much better than expected. So Joseph, it doesn't really matter. He gets to heal a D3, so he heals 3, and then he gets a loot card. See what we get, and we get one Darkstone shard. Well, actually, I think that's exceptionally lucky, because if I didn't get that, then Joseph would not have been able to get any Darkstone bullets next turn. All right, but you can see he's pretty beat up on. Although again, he does still have the two revive tokens. I'm sorry it was such a short adventure. That's the way this game sometimes goes. I got, in some sense, exceptionally lucky. Simply because I didn't go through too many exploration tokens. I sat there, I got the secret door, which gave me essentially free experience points. Did caused me to linger, and I did get attacked by the ambush. And the ambush did a lot of damage to me. And if I had had another fight or two, it really would have worn me down and beaten up my revive tokens. I probably would have had to spend a couple of those, which would have made this final battle a little bit more dangerous. But really, obviously you can see, especially with a single hero, the real difficulty is when you're outnumbered. You're overwhelmed by numbers, and they go first, and every enemy is attacking you. So but it worked out for Joseph this time. Unfortunately, the villager that had been the townsperson that had been abducted by the Night Terror was already brutally mauled and mangled and torn up in the antechamber. So I do not get another loot card. I do not get extra money at D6 times 50. I do get 50 experience points for winning, for successfully completing the mission. And then, Joseph is alive. He did get 1 Darkstone and a little bit of cash, 1 corruption point. So it's kind of a wash, and not a super great outcome for him, but it could have been far worse. Injuries and getting knocked out and whatnot, but he survived. He did pick up some gold bars from that first encounter, and did get 1 Darkstone so that he can get Darkstone bullets in town next time. My guess is next time he needs to go buy some more tokens for his side bag, some more bandages and whiskey, maybe a dynamite. Although he's low on money, so that will be a struggle. But he did pick up 250 gold this session, this mission. And thanks everybody for watching. I hope that this camera angle worked all right for you. It was a little cramped for me. If I had to move the map, expand the map more, I would have had a little bit of difficult time. So I'm going to still kind of play around with it. But I do like that it gives me a little bit of control to move the camera on the tripod and kind of zoom in on certain things, and it's a lot easier for me to, I can actually easier for me to pick up and show the cards and make sure they're getting on the screen. So it's going to be a work in progress, but I think this is a workable solution as long as I tweak it a little bit. So, but please let me know in comments if you didn't like it this way and you want me to go back to the kind of high overhead view, or if you have any other suggestions for anything. I do appreciate any comments that people make. I just simply ask, I make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. If you watch any kind of gameplay, people will miss a few things, so hopefully I didn't miss too much this time. And I do appreciate when people point them out. I don't take them poorly. I just wish and want to suggest that if you do spot something that's being done wrong, just make your comment polite and politic, Don't be nasty. We're all doing this for the love of the game, and mistakes happen. And said, hopefully just not too many, and you live and you learn, and the more people remind me of things, the hopefully less I'll forget them. I know, I make it a point that yes, now he is 4th level. He makes the monsters have 2 elite abilities. When somebody points that out, it really does help to remind me that, oh yeah, I need to do 2 elite abilities. Because there's nobody else here. There's nobody else here to remind me while I'm playing the game. And that's one of the great things about co-op games is, you've got all your friends hanging out, we're playing together, and they can all go, oh yeah, hey, remember we all get loot cards, or hey, shouldn't we get extra loot cards, or hey, the monsters need to, the enemies need to have extra abilities, and so on. So. Love co-op, love this. Although this is a lot of fun solo as well. It's one of the games that I've actually played solo that I've had a lot of fun with. I mean, there are other games that you can play solo. Pandemic. I can think of it. There's a number of other, Robinson Crusoe. Where you're playing multiple characters. And even if I was playing multiple characters. In this Shadows of Brimstone, it would still be fun. I'm not saying that, but all those other games they can be enjoyable, but I don't think they have the to me they don't have the sustainable enjoyability of Brimstone. I mean, I'm 13 episodes in, and I'm still having a blast, and it still always surprises me, how the games play and how different they are. The different missions all play differently. It also depends on the dice rolls and the cards that come up. There's so much replayability here that you never know what to expect, and it's just a blast every time. When you get great, like Joseph's last shot there. It was overkill. He only needed 3 wounds to kill it, but he gets this giant, however many 20 points of damage that he did, when he only needed 3. It's just crazy, just how not just unpredictable, but to how enjoyable that is. So I hope you all enjoy it, even though this was an extremely short mission, as it turned out. Joseph found his way into the secret lair that the monster was trying to hide out in, rather than exploring the whole mine system. So I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next week when he heads to town, and hopefully next week I will also have some painting tips. I'm also thinking of making a few more videos with cooperative games. My wife and I and our group and all of our friends really that we've introduced to cooperative games love cooperative games, and we own pretty much every cooperative game that's been produced. There are a few more recent ones that we haven't had a chance to pick up yet, and a few older ones that either are semi-cooperative, which we're not really a fan of, or some older ones that they just didn't pique our interest simply by virtue of their theme. So we may be considering doing a couple one-off games of other cooperative games. I will let you know if any of those get done. But thanks for watching. As always, I really appreciate all the subscribers, all the views. If you know other people that might be interested in Shadows of Brimstone, feel free to send them over, so they can see some quick gameplay. I don't do any rules discussion per se. Marco Wargamer is really good. Loved his initial series as well. And then I see there are a couple other people who are starting to do some series. which I think is great. You know, the more we can get Brimstone out there, the better. So, love you all. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.